Look at the calendar. Circle the date. It's the first of the month again. Does it feel like the last time you paid was just yesterday? For a landlord, 30 days is a long time to wait for a check. But for you, it is a blur. It is a flash. You wake up, you go to work, you blink, and suddenly, the rent is due. Watch your bank account balance drop. Click send. Half of your paycheck gone, vanished into thin air. Think about what that really means. It means for 2 weeks out of every month, you are not working for yourself. You are not working for your family. Let's call it what it is. It's not renting. It's sharecropping. You are a modern-day serf working the Lord's land just to pay for a roof that you will never own. You are not building equity. You are helping someone else build theirs. Society tells you this is normal. They tell you renting is a stepping stone to buying a house. They lied. Renting is not a stepping stone. It is quicksand. And the harder you work, the deeper you sink. You are not unlucky. You are in a trap. By the end of this video, I am going to show you that this rent trap is not an accident. It is a trillion-dollar business model designed to keep you poor forever. Now, turn on any financial news channel, and you will hear the same old advice from guys in expensive suits. They tell you, follow the 30% rule. Never spend more than 30% of your income on housing. That advice is a relic. It belongs in a museum, right next to the rotary phone and the $5 footlong sub. In the real world, the world where you and I live, that math is dead. For the average American in 2025, rent isn't 30%, it is 50%. In cities like Miami or New York, it is 60% or more. You are bleeding out cash so fast you can't stop to heal. But here's the cruelest part of the trap. The down payment myth. They blame you. They look down from their ivory towers and say, if you want a house, just stop buying avocado toast. Stop buying those $5 lattes. Do the math. To save enough for a down payment on an average home just by skipping your morning coffee, you would have to save for 400 years. It is not financial advice. It's an insult. While you sacrifice everything, while you cancel Netflix, stop eating out, and work overtime to save $10,000, the housing market goes up by 50,000. You took one step forward and the finish line moved 5 steps back. Economists call this asset inflation. I call it a moving goalpost. You are running on a treadmill that is set to a speed you cannot match. Wages grow arithmetically. Housing prices grow exponentially. The gap between what you earn and what a house costs has become a canyon, and you cannot jump over it. So let's stop pretending. For 80% of the population, the door to homeownership isn't just stuck. It's locked, bolted, and welded shut. So, if you can't buy a house, who is buying them? Stop blaming your local landlord who owns a duplex down the street. He is just a small fish. The real predator is much, much bigger. It is Wall Street. It is the institutional investors, giants like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. They are sweeping across America like a vacuum cleaner, sucking up single-family homes by the thousands. Here's how the scam works. Imagine you're a young couple. You found your dream home. You saved for years. You got approved for a mortgage. You put in an offer, and then you get rejected. Why? Because an anonymous LLC came in and offered 20% over the asking price, in cash. No inspection, no questions asked. You cannot compete with that. You're bringing a knife to a nuclear war. Where do they get this cash? From the Federal Reserve. When the Fed prints money, they hand it to the banks and corporations first. They get the money for free. You get the inflation. But here's the darkest part. They don't want to sell those houses back to you later. They want to keep them forever. They are turning housing into a subscription service, just like Netflix, just like Spotify. Their goal is simple. You will own nothing. And remember the second half of that quote? And you will be happy? That is the plan. They want you comfortable, sedated, and propertyless. This is not capitalism anymore. Capitalism requires competition. This is a monopoly. I call it Neo-Feudalism. Think about the Middle Ages. There were lords who owned the land, and there were serfs who worked the land and paid tribute to stay alive. Look around you. BlackRock is the new lord. And if you're renting from them for the rest of your life, what does that make you?
So, what is the solution? Do you sign your soul away on a 30-year mortgage that eats 60% of your income just to impress your parents? Do you chain yourself to a house you can't afford, praying the market doesn't crash? No. I am going to tell you a hard truth that your real estate agent won't. Sometimes the only way to win a rigged game is to stop playing. Don't become a mortgage slave. If buying a house means you can't afford to eat, you are not a homeowner. You are a prisoner, and the bank is the warden. You need a new strategy, a survival strategy. First, mobility is power. If the rent in your city is crushing you, leave. They rely on you being stuck. They rely on your fear of change. Pack your bags, move to a cheaper state, move to a cheaper country. Why pay $3,000 a month for a closet in New York City when you can live like a king in Bali, Thailand, or Vietnam for $800? It is a hard pill to swallow, but the American dream might not be in America anymore. Vote with your feet. Take your tax dollars somewhere else. Second, liquidate your mindset. Stop burying your cash in a savings account for a down payment that never comes. That money is rotting. Invest in liquid assets, assets they cannot print, assets you can take with you. Bitcoin, gold, stocks. Build wealth that fits in your pocket, not wealth that anchors you to the ground. Don't play by their rules. Change the rules. Hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of people who refuse to be serfs in the new economy. I will leave you with this thought. 70 years ago, the American dream was a white picket fence around a house. Today, the American dream is simply escaping the landlord.